All right, here we go. Let's go ahead, get this fucking podcast going. I've been waiting about 10 days just to sit down like I am right now. A little glass of water right here, just in a comfortable environment. I mean, the last time I talked to you guys, me and Drew, we got Drew Newcomb on the podcast, by the way, today. I just needed to...
up 12-7 right now. Up by 5 and on the free throw line. This is big. 11 minutes left in the first, but this could really set a precedent on whether or not, USC is going to go ahead and take the 6-point lead or not, So think about that.
We'll be keeping an eye on that one for sure, man. But anyways,
they will take the 6-point lead.
Let's just catch everyone up to speed since last episode. I actually had Drew on last episode, guys. Facts Only Football podcast, and gosh, guys, since the last time I talked to everyone, it's just my life has changed. It really has, for better and for worse. And I think more good than bad, but what's up?
I said you're in debt now? Yeah, you're
Maybe. I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, we're going to get into it, guys. Just so much to talk about. Oh, my gosh. And, I'll say it right here at the beginning. If you're here for just hardcore sports coverage, this may not be the episode for you, but I think this is going to be – I'm going to go ahead and call it. This is going to be the most interesting podcast today. This is going to be the best one. This is going to be one people are going to be talking about for years. And so I really just wanted to have Drew on just because this is going to be a podcast where I got a lot to cover, and I need him to, be a little soundboard for me. Maybe ruffle a few feathers here and there, keep it interesting, but I need him to keep me on tracks. And so, oh my gosh,
it's important as well.
Yeah, and we're also gonna get updates from Drew, his bracket. I don't know how well it's doing, but he's taking it seriously.
It looks like shit, Jay. It looks like shit.
I think everybody's brackets are looking like shit with just some of the crazy stuff that happened. We'll get to it, guys, but I mean, let's just go in chronological order. So last time we talked was Wednesday or Thursday before I went out to Oklahoma. And this Oklahoma trip, guys, I just can't say enough about how awesome it was. It was what everybody needed, COVID, whatever. Nobody's seen each other really in a while, especially me and my guys. And it was the best moment of the past 10 days. I think, Drew, we'll get into it and talk more about it, but that Dan Quayle's band, man, that performance. So what happens is I get out there Friday night. I see Hunter's new crib. I got OSU +9 starting soon. You know me. I trust the Cowboys and Cade Cunningham against Baylor. That was easy money. But I show up to Hunter's house. Me, Hunter, Kyle, we meet up. His new girlfriend Riley. I don't know if it's official, the girlfriend tag, but they haven't seen each other for I think 3 years now, something for a while. Yeah, I like her a lot, and she's really cool.
I don't know if it's official. It's just been 3 years.
Well, I actually talked to the guy. I don't want to air out his dirty laundry or whatever, but he said, he doesn't know. He really likes her, but
all right, whatever. Let's go.
So I get there to Hunter's crib Friday, check it all out. We smoke a nice little joint outside on his balcony. It's just a great time, set the mood. And then me and Rother, we start heading your way, Drew. And it was a great drive. Me and Rother just catching up, Just I'm watching this OSU game. They're winning the whole time. There's nothing better when you take a team plus the points and then just win the whole game. You just don't even have to worry. That's what happened. And we eventually get to your house, Drew, Friday night. This is not last Friday night, guys. This is 2 Friday nights ago. And the first thing that happens is this. Can you just talk about this neighbor's dog, this dog of yours, this neighbor? There's the beware dog sign on the fence, chain link fence. I mean, this dude is just giving it to you every time you walk out that door.
If there's anybody, that thing dog never shuts up. He's always barking about something. He likes to hear himself make noise, that's for damn sure. And
yeah, it's just...
Kansas is losing this game by 5, and I got him in the Elite 8, and I really need him to pick it the fuck up. God. All right,
It's
come
crazy too. They're playing USC, like those Pac-12 teams. It's been a shitty conference all year, and now we get to the tournament time, and it's just like all of a sudden they want to start playing good. Like you see UCLA is kind of making a run.
It's because they're on Vegas time. That's why.
They just have the body clock situation figured out, using it to their advantage, I guess.
Well, they're on Vegas time, and they know that money's on the line. So whenever a lot of teams don't play in that time zone during that pressure, and these teams are used to it all year, and that's why they're performing right now. It's something about being on Vegas time. You perform in the clutch. I mean, look at Reggie Bush.
I don't hate that theory, honestly. I mean, but anyways, guys, so I showed up to Drew's crib. I mean, immediately, Drew makes me, he meets me at the door. He says, "You got to apologize." It's been a while since I've seen these guys, and I dropped the ball a little bit since I moved here to Texas. We kind of lost touch for a while, but at the end of the day, these guys are always been my best friends, Hunter, Kyle, and you, Drew. And, I gave you a quick apology because I wanted to get in there because I saw Tim Dillon was on the TV. And I know me and you fucking love Tim Dillon, just the best comedian going right now. I'd say either him or Theo Vaughn are just the best ones. I love those dudes. And so that was a great moment. What'd you say?
Okay. Sorry.
What'd you say?
This game's, it's the guys on the free throw line again.
All right. You focus on that game a little bit. I'll just keep going.
Oh, no,
so,
dude,
yeah.
listen to me. Who cares about our friendship? We want to talk. Just quit talking about how we had a great trip. We had a great trip after. Played some good lines over the weekend. Who cares about all that stuff? We had a great 7 innings, all right? Great 7 innings. And then Jay decides to enter the 8th inning, and just to say it easily, the wheels fell off. And that's what everybody wants to hear about on this podcast, Jay.
Shout out to Eric.
Want to hear about
we got
this
time.
game
We're
with
going to get to
down
everything,
16,
all right?
getting ready to be 17. We want to hear about the debacle in Las Vegas. So, Jay,
we're going to get there, Drew.
What happened as soon as you land? Tell us.
We're going to get there, all right? Let's keep, I got to catch the people up, Drew. And I want to talk about the Oklahoma trip because it was exactly what I needed. And I think there was some fun stuff that happened. So we show up. Tim Dillon's on the TV. I got to see Eli Petty, just a great, awesome dude for the first time in forever. I mean, that guy really, he's just a fun guy to be around, really, really creative kind of guy like me. And I kind of can relate to him because he's done a lot of music stuff. And so I got to talk to him, catch up with him. It was a great time. And then we go out to the what's the name of that ballroom? Kane's Ballroom, Drew. We see the Dan Quayle's band. We see the Dan Quayle's band. I had never heard of these guys before. And wow, what a spectacular show those guys put on.
A performance that you could not believe. It was great.
It was just unreal, dude.
Concert.
We cannot say enough about the Dan Quayle's band. Is there a couple favorite songs, Drew, that you like? I know they had that Hoochie Coochie song, which was just, I thought that brought the house down.
I wish they'd start singing Kansas Learn How to Play Fucking Basketball. They're down by 8 right now.
Uh-oh. Is Bill Self got to get a timeout and regroup the team or what?
Dude, Bill Self just needs to figure out how he's not going to get fired the next 3 years after all these violations are going to pile up on him.
Yeah, I mean, Kansas,
especially if it doesn't
basketball.
make it to the Final Four this year. Dude, he's dead. He's done. We're firing him.
And he's always one of those guys in the off season. They're like, "Oh, is Bill Self going to make the jump to the NBA this year?" And then he never does. It's kind of like when everybody talks about Mike Gundy, and they're like, "Oh, Mike Gundy's looking for a new job to get out of Stillwater."
Oh, he's gonna go to Tennessee for the 5th time. It's a pretty spot.
Exactly. So the Dan Quayle's band, man, like we definitely got to go up there and see them again. Anybody that hasn't heard them, go ahead and check them out, guys. It'll be worth your time. Just what a performance. I love how like there is probably at least like 5 to 8 members of that band. Just everybody had their own instruments. The saxophone player, when they would just clear out and let him have a solo, I love that. I mean, just can't say enough about the Dan Quayle's band. we leave the concert. It just felt great to be in there drinking beers and just a social setting. I mean, Drew, I don't know about you, but I just haven't gone out a lot in the past year. And with COVID and everything, you know, I got a lot of little ones in my family, and I got my dad has a bunch of heart problems and stuff. My parents are pretty old, so I took it pretty seriously. Never really went out that much.
I don't talk to my parents or see anybody I know anymore, so I do what I want. Kind of nice.
Oh, okay. You not even see Lano give him a nice little fist bump every once in a while? I mean, come on, Drew.
Dude,
I know you're a little bit of a nomad, but
I'm a nomad. I am a one-man army, one-man wolf pack.
That was, you know, I was a one-man wolf pack out in Vegas this past week, but so we left the Dan Quayle's concert, man. It was just great. We go to Sharky's. We're just sitting there getting some beers, bucket of beers or whatever. You guys come over and say, "Hey, you want to play shuffleboard?" And me and Kyle just immediately look at each other and we go, "Yup, we do," because me and Kyle are probably the two best shuffleboard players of all time. When we're on, I don't know individually if we're that great, but as a team, me and Kyle will not lose to anyone. And it all started at Kaylin Jeffrey's house when, you know, me, Kyle, and Kaylin's moms were all like best friends in Okarchi, and so we'd always go over there, hang out with Steven, Pat, my dad. You know, it was a great time. This was a long time ago too.
On this.
What?
I wouldn't be naming everybody on this.
Nah, it's all right. I mean, they're gonna appreciate it. I'm just trying to set the tone, set a picture for everyone. You know, who all is here.
Come on.
This is about 10 years ago, Drew, and this is important because me and Kyle just absolutely kicked the shit out of our dads in shuffleboard, and I think you guys kind of caught wind of that. You and Eli, and you're like, "Look, we're not playing shuffleboard anymore. Let's go play pool."
I want to play pool.
You're a big pool guy, and I love pool too. It's a lot of fun. I was pretty shitty that night, but, you know, great time. This is Friday night. It's just what we needed, just a great first night of this trip out to Oklahoma. Tulsa is just a great city, Drew. I can't wait to get up there and just hang out with you more up there. You showed us a great time. But probably, I would say, one of the funniest things that happened, at least according to you guys, I didn't think it was that funny. We go to this McDonald's on the way home. You guys couldn't shut up about this the next day. You couldn't shut up about my McDonald's order.
Well, yeah, you ordered the same order 3 times in a row whenever they told you after the first time they didn't have it. Can I get a Shamrock Shake? No, out of shakes. Okay, waits about 2 minutes. Can I get a Shamrock Shake? No, Jake, you get a Shamrock. And then he goes ahead and waits. And
I wanted the Shamrock Shake.
He just needs a Shamrock Shake. And so
I needed it.
Okay.
I needed it like I needed air. I'm not even a Filet-O-Fish guy either, but I just, for some random reason, I just wanted it in this Uber really bad. And when they didn't have the Shamrock Shake, it threw me completely off my game. And I just had no idea what I was doing after that. I think I just kept ordering it. Until finally we were like, "No, get this guy a Big Mac." And I think we all just got Big Macs, right?
Yep.
Drew, I need some energy right now. Come on.
Dude, this game, Kansas is down by 11, and God, I'm trying to pay off some student loans right now, and they're not making it easy.
That's great. This is just the worst tournament to bet on, dude. It's just, you just can't trust anything out there in these makeshift gyms in Indiana.
I just want to know if anybody got this bracket to get this right, how stupid they'd have to be. They're like, oh, yeah, Loyola, Chicago, yeah, they're just going to go to the Sweet 16. You know,
I mean, Jeff Nadeau, probably the biggest sharp in the fucking college basketball media landscape, called Loyola Chicago to the Final Four early in the season.
Yeah, but he also called that Oral Roberts is going to the Sweet 16 as well.
Nobody called that game. We'll get to that game. But yeah, dude.
So stupid. You have to be such an idiot to somehow get these games right.
Yeah.
You have to have no idea what you're talking about.
it's the beauty of the tournament. It really is. They call it March Madness for a reason. And so, honestly, but yeah, getting back to the McDonald's thing, I remember we just got back with all our Big Macs, and we just sat there on your couch and just ate Big Macs. You guys all fell asleep before me, and I was just out of my mind. I just kept wanting the night to go, and I called Mackenzie Jacobs at about 3:30 a.m., probably our favorite girl from Okarche, Mackenzie. She's just a great time. We all love her. And I hadn't talked to her in a while either. I'd kind of been texting her off and on, but that was clutch of her to pick up at 3:30 a.m. She was asleep, but I was good to talk to her. I can't wait to hang out with her again. I know she's in Colorado right now, but hopefully we can all get together sometime with her because she's a great time. But yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I actually did go in your fridge, Drew, and drink or eat a Milky Way. They're just in there. I know you kind of had that low blood sugar thing going on, and I'm sorry, but I did take a Milky Way.
Come on, man. Milky.
I just needed it. But yeah, we wake up Saturday and it's just Nick Fury is fired up on the TV. Just one of the players we created way back in the day, MLB The Show 13, I believe, on the PlayStation 3, and we just start playing Fury ball. And I was cold at first. Drew, I do think there's something wrong with your TV. I don't think you have game mode set up, and it was just messing off my timing. It really was.
Oh yeah.
You got any comment on that? Were you trying to just...
You can't with Fury anymore, bro. He's just too good.
I was bad with him, man. I was bad, but we kind of got hot there at the end before we left your house. We also played some Schmidt ball, and that was fun. But we just kind of woke up, got our minds right, played a little video game action. It's always fun with the boys. And then we hit that breakfast diner. Drew, you know what the name of that breakfast diner is? We give them a shout out because it was great. Other than that wait.
Yeah, Tally's Tulsa. It's a dope spot there on Yale and 11th.
It hit the spot. I think, I don't even remember what I got, but I do know we got that tall glass mimosas for the table, and it was just what we needed. It was what we needed. Pour them in, just get it right, get our minds right, ready for the next day. And then, I pull my phone out and I'm looking, it's championship Saturday in college basketball. I'm like, Luke, what do we like? Let's figure something out. What am I betting on today? It's a big betting day. And
Texas.
Drew, start talking about the big game. We got a bunch of Oklahoma State fans in the group. Nobody likes Texas in our group. I'm an OU fan. It's just against my nature to ever root for Texas. And we start talking about that game and yeah, you put me on Texas, and, at first I was saying, I like OSU. I bet him last night. Ride him again. Cade Cunningham, he's been my guy. And you just come to me and you say, yep, you just come to me, Drew, and you just had a great. Yeah,
as soon as you believe in OSU, they screw you over. They wait for you to believe in them, and then they'll let you down. That's what they're professionals at. They're great at it. Same thing with the Thunder. Really, same thing with OU, but at least they won a Big 12 championship. But OSU doesn't even do that. So
yeah,
whatever
it's
you
just,
say,
but our dude,
down.
Our dude, the wrestler Ferrari. Huh?
Oh
what
no, I
him?
told you him. Ferrari. Oh yeah, he's a national champion at 197 all of a sudden. I told you guys. True freshman.
OSU is the all-time best program when it comes to wrestling. They just get guys in there, develop them. This guy was a true freshman, Drew.
Oh, he's a true freshman. He's going to go all 4 years.
Wow.
He's probably going to wrestle in the Olympics. Probably win a gold medal in the Olympics, honestly.
That's cool, man. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on him. Keep you guys updated on Nick Ferrari. Just what a name.
AJ Ferrari.
Oh, AJ Ferrari. Okay. I kind of like Nick better.
Like AJ Soprano. Oh. So what's going on with you, AJ?
AJ Soprano. Oh my gosh, that kid. But yeah, dude. So you put me on Texas, and you're like, look, fresh legs, didn't have to play yesterday. They had their game the previous day canceled because the other team got COVID. They just came out fresh, and they just dominated them on the glass. Really, that was a great call by you.
I got COVID right now. God.
Bill Self's going to get them in the locker room and chew some ass just like Ray West used to do with us. And they're going to come out in the second half and start playing. But
you got, dude, I don't know.
But anyways, Kyle puts me on Georgetown. And I don't know. It's kind of been a weird thing. Kyle has just always kind of been a Georgetown guy, just a random team. Like back in the day.
You didn't even know it was a real thing.
Back in the day, Kyle and I would play that NCAA football game, and for some reason he loved Virginia. But I think his basketball team in college is Georgetown. He just put me on him against Creighton.
No. I can tell you exactly what was going on. We're sitting at the breakfast diner. He's watching the NCAA preview thing. He sees the Georgia Tech logo, and he thinks it's Georgetown. He's watching all these highlights of Georgia Tech. He's like, dude, Georgetown looks great. And I'm like, Kyle, you fucking idiot. That is Georgia Tech. He goes, dude, I still think, though, you should go with Georgetown. They just happened to be playing that day.
And I trusted it, and it worked out. Both of you guys put me on winners. I should have just parlayed those two together, but I got greedy, and I threw fucking Colorado in there. It was just that Colorado game, Pac-12 after dark, so, like, you know, we get to Hunter's house and we're just chilling. We're just watching the games. It's a great time. Our longtime buddy Wyatt Carter, haven't seen him in forever because he's got a wife now and a kid, so it's just kind of hard to see him especially. But he comes into the door with just the all-time classic move of a T-Bell party pack, 12 tacos. It's just what we needed. But yeah, Wyatt comes in. It's just a game changer, man. I've always loved this kid, and he's just a great guy to have around. Hopefully we can have him around more. I know he's busy and everything with coaching and having the kid and whatnot, but, oh, man, it was just so good to see him. It was also Josh Harris came over, and I always loved that kid. He was always a couple years younger than me and Hunter, but we always liked him. Really smart guy, and he's just always a good time. He's always just super curious about like my podcast and everything, and he's really into the stock market actually, and I've been wanting to have him on just, you know, if whenever he's comfortable doing it, and just talk about the stock market, because that's really what this kid does, I think, on a day-to-day basis, and he's really good and smart at it, and he's made a shit ton of money, you know, with all like the I think he was on AMC. He's probably on GameStop too, but I know AMC was a big winner for him. What's the score? Score update.
Down by 15. Just screwed.
Is it almost halftime?
Yeah, minute 46 left.
Shit. Oh, man.
I wish Bill Self would get COVID and die. Good God, if he's going to give the team to come out like this. Damn.
I mean, you just got to pick it up, Bill. Pick it up. Come on. Come on, Jayhawks. Fuck.
Come on, Jayhawks.
What a great Saturday it was at Hunter's. Just everybody's there. I think this is probably the first time we're all there at Hunter's house, and it's just he's got a nice setup. He got the TV situation right, and that's what I needed, honestly.
Watching the Colorado game.
Yeah, this is what I needed. I just needed to be.
Listen, I think that goes back to my theory of being on Vegas time, and Colorado's on Mountain Time, and I'm telling you right now, and that's what Colorado's from. They're in Boulder, and then you got Oregon State on Vegas time.
Yeah.
Up there in the north, up there in the
body clock.
Northwest.
It's the body clock.
It's all about being on the money clock is what it is. Vegas time, being on the money clock.
Drew, did you hear about that theory like early in the NFL playoffs this year where Brady had to play that night game against the football team, that Saturday night first round wild card weekend? People I remember people were talking like, is Brady going to be able to play at night? Because that dude, I guess with the TB12 method, he goes to bed at like 8:30 every night, and they didn't play like a ton of night games throughout the regular season, and so that was like a theory, like the football team can make it interesting. Just a little side note on TB12, but you know that obviously didn't matter. They went on to win the Super Bowl and whatnot, but yeah, dude, that Colorado game. So we were just grinding out the games all day. Rick Pitino came through in Iona. I was heavy on them. You know, I got the basketball out, dribbling it around. Rick Pitino dribbling drills, just Ray West classic. We all remembered them. hesitation, stop and go between the legs, just whatever. Rick Pitino, great coach. I mean, we all know the allegations, the hookers, but you know what, Drew? They fucking won that conference championship, and I guarantee you he had those boys having a hell of a time out there. They just fucking Rick Pitino gets fired up to play.
So it's going to break out that in the bubble he had a team bus with a brothel going on in the parking lot in the bubble. That's going to be coming out in 2 weeks.
There's no doubt. I mean, Rick Pitino, I know he had a long run at Louisville, but I could see him being like a 2 or 3 years guy now in college and just gets out of there after things go south.
I think the next logical step is he needs to go back to the NBA. I think he would be a great coach for like LeBron or somebody like that.
He's a player's coach. I mean, everybody wants to play for him. If you play good things are going to happen on and off the court when you play for Rick Pitino. So I loved Iona, man. Yeah, I loved Iona, man. And, I thought this parlay was going to hit I was on. All I needed was Colorado, Pac-12 After Dark to come through. They were a heavy favorite against Oregon State. But, I should have just known Pac-12 After Dark, whenever you're betting on it, shitty things are probably going to happen. I mean, at least you do get Bill Walton on the call and you get him in there, just hilarious. I mean, Bill, if you guys haven't watched a late-night Pac-12 game, Bill Walton on the call, just the NBA legend, Hall of Famer, you're missing out because it's just – I can't even begin to describe just how electric – just you're hanging on every word when Bill Walton's talking. And Colorado fucked me, and they lost to Oregon State, just a Cinderella team. You see them in the Sweet 16 now. And,
it's just absolutely – you got to be on money time.
I mean, they have that advantage, dude. I mean, the other teams are just a little more sleepier, I guess, than them. But
down by 19? You're kidding me.
Oh, this game's over, Drew. I hate to say it, but that game's probably over.
First half. How does Kansas only score 21 points in the first half?
That's just fucking embarrassing. USC's not even good, dude. I mean, some of these Big 12 teams are just shitting down their legs, and I thought the Big 12 was by far the best conference this year, and I don't know.
The Clintons killed Bill Self during halftime with COVID, quote unquote.
I mean, see if you can make a call or two, Drew. I don't know. I'm not suggesting anything, but make some moves. But yeah, bro. So I mean, that Pac-12 game, I was pretty mad about it, but at the same time, we just had such a great day. There's nothing to be mad about. As long as I'm with my boys, that's all I cared about. And it's just great to fucking be back with y'all, man. And so later that night, you and Kyle just fall asleep on this couch in between me on both sides, and it's just late. I don't even know what I was doing. I think I was watching the Tim Dillon podcast, actually. Probably that scene about Aunt Charlene or whatever, just absolutely just what you guys out there, if you're listening to this, just go on YouTube and put in Tim Dillon, Aunt Charlene. You won't regret it. But yeah, I was watching that, and you guys were just zonked out. I mean, this is late at night. You guys were just looked so relaxed, but it was a little bit cold. And Hunter kept his blankets. I knew where he kept them. I pulled them out, and I just tucked you boys in real nice and snug, and I said, I love you. And I kind of shoved, I kind of woke you up a little bit so you'd remember it. And when I say I love you both, and I think you both remembered it.
No, I don't remember any of that. This is so weird.
I thought I asked you all the next day, and you guys were like, yeah, that was nice of you, Jay. So, at least you know now, but I was taking care of you. So that was the end of our Saturday. That was the end of our Saturday, Drew. And, we head on into Sunday. And there's still more basketball action Sunday. I had Illinois in a big bet. I had Alabama in a big bet against LSU. And you guys left, you and Kyle. and it was just me, Hunter, and his girl Riley. We just hung out, had a great time. We went shopping at Ross, just found some deals. Went to Twin Peaks, watched the end of that Bama LSU game. Just what an absolute sweat that game was. I had Bama money line, and we get first of all, we're sitting at the bar, and this cute waitress, I really liked her. You know, we were having a good time and whatnot, but I just asked her, I was like, hey, can I get this Bama game on closer to us? Because the only place I could see it on was way down at the bar, and I'd have to just get up and leave the table to go see it. So I asked her, and I gave her about 10, 15 minutes, and just nothing happened. So finally, I took matters into my own hands, and I just went to this bar, got a cold beer, and watched like the final 5 minutes. And it just, what an absolute game that was. I mean, you see how good LSU is. I know they did they lose today, Drew?
No,
LSU.
LSU lost to Michigan.
Yeah, but was it a close game?
Oh, gosh, dang, I'm tired. I'm on the.
That's all right. I just need you on here, you know, just a little soundboard guy for me, because I'm really just trying to go over just, guys, the last week of my life is crazy.
No, they lost by like 14. No,
yeah, they're still a good team, man. They're still a good team. Like, Bama, LSU, that was a great game. I mean, you think of those football schools, but, man, that was a great game. So LSU was down a point at the end of the game. They got a pretty good look for three and missed it, clanked out, and they got two just great putback opportunities. One was like in the middle of the lane from a big guy, just kind of tipped it back in. That one missed, and then a guy right, it was like a second left, had just a quick layup opportunity, and he blew it. And I was just absolutely stunned they didn't get that ball in the hole, and I just survived and advanced on that parlay. Illinois won, and so I think I had a winning day that day. I just can't remember. I've just been through so much shit. I can't remember exactly, but I do think I ended up cashing that bet Sunday. So even though I lost Saturday, I'm pretty sure I came out pretty much even on that weekend. And so later that night, Hunter and I are just playing NBA 2K with his creative player on the Mavs, and we're just absolutely dominant. We're going for that Warriors record, 73-win record, and we're about to play the Brooklyn Nets towards the end of the regular season. And we simmed it against just a shitty team. I think like the Grizzlies beat us in a sim, so we were kind of disappointed that we couldn't get the record, but we had the Nets on deck. And me and Hunter hate the Nets because they have Kevin Durant, and we all know, growing up in Oklahoma, Kevin Durant, one of the best players in the league, just absolutely fucked the Thunder over, and he's just such a little bitch too. Like, we respect his game, and he's one of the best offensive players of all time, but like, we hate the Nets, and they just got the worst group of guys, and so we're like, all right, we're gonna focus hard on this game, Drew. We just lost, like, people are counting us out. The Nets had the best record on this franchise, and we're like, all right, we're gonna take care of business and win this game. So we come out, we play good first half. But it's a back-and-forth game. I actually called Durant out. I think I recorded something like pregame. I don't think I've ever posted it. Maybe I will later. But I called Durant out. I said, look, I'm coming for your ass tonight, KD. And what did Durant do? He came out and just shut my ass down early. I think he had like 50 points in this game. But that's not the story here, Drew. And I don't even know if I've told you about this yet, Drew. So be paying attention right here.
I'm paying attention.
Second half of this Nets game, we're kind of struggling, and I need like a little something to spark us. So I'm playing. It's the fourth quarter, and I got the fourth quarter, and I'm trying to win this game. And I say, I got to go on a run. Give me something, Hunter. He hands me this fucking Zen. Those Zen pouches, it's like, I guess it's like a healthier version of nicotine or whatever. I've never messed with that shit just because every time I do dip or something, I just throw up. And I put one in, and I start getting hot. I said, I'm going to put a Zen in and go on a run, and that's exactly what I did. However, about 5 minutes into this thing, I start getting lightheaded, Drew. And I just go, Oh, fuck. I get lightheaded, and I go, Hunter, you got to play for me, dude. I don't feel good. I took the Zen out, drank a bunch of water, and I felt like I was fine after that. But no, it came back again, lightheaded. I should have just immediately rushed to the bathroom, but I was trying to, like, watch the end of this game and be there for Hunter. This is a big fucking game, Drew. I was trying to stay there and be a good friend and fucking get this game home for him. And what happens? I just can't. And I projectile vomit, Drew, all over Hunter's fucking rug in his living room.
Dude,
and it's just the most Yeah, man, it's just the most disgusting thing ever. Like, I could see, like, all the chicken from my chicken sandwich at Twin Peaks earlier, and it was just the most wild fucking scene. Smelled so bad. It was everywhere, dude. I think I'm not trying to get too specific on here. I don't want to make anybody sick, but, like, I got
Okay, yeah, no, let's
this.
just skip this story.
No, Hunter will appreciate this story. So it's just everywhere, dude. I'm just like, Hunter, look, dude, just get out of here. Fucking, I'll clean it up. I know where all the stuff is in the kitchen. Get out of here. I don't want you to even have to go through this with me. And luckily, it really kind of only fucked up his rug in the living room. And he said he didn't even like that rug. So I don't know if he was just telling me that to make me feel better. But he did text me today, and they got a new rug, and he said it looks better. So what happened was, I just started cleaning this, Drew, and it was everywhere. I just had to get a shit ton of paper towels, fucking take my socks off. You know, I got some fucking puke on my feet, and it's just the worst, dude. It smells so bad. Eventually, Hunter is just a ride or die friend because I told him to just leave multiple times. I was like, dude, get out of here. I'll clean it up, I promise. I don't want you to have to fucking do this with me. But this kid was still there by my side. I mean, he didn't get in the mess with me, but he was there watching, making sure if I needed a fucking cleaning supply, some spray. He even hooked me up with some gloves. And I wish I would have kept these gloves from my Vegas trip. I'll talk about it here in a sec. But we eventually cleaned it up enough to where we can just roll this carpet out and we can just fucking go. And it was just a wild experience. Hunter and I will never forget that. We've had so many crazy and cool experiences, but that's definitely one for the books and one for the records that we'll never forget. And I just felt so bad, but you know what happened, Drew? We fucking overcame adversity. That's the theme of this podcast, Drew. I overcame adversity all week. I really did. And I don't want to hear anything else. I want fucking some credit for this, all right? I fucking cleaned all that up. And what did we do? We fucking get back to this game. And Hunter fucking wins it for us. And it's the big game. We fucking get to the playoffs. Yeah, we're rowdy as fuck. And after that, Hunter went to bed. He got work in the next morning. And the next day, we get to Monday. And this is where Andrew DeShulo starts coming into the podcast, into the conversation.
Oh, yeah?
The whole week before, he was trying to convince me, come to Vegas, come out to Vegas. I'll take care of you.
Well, Vegas is a good time. Why wouldn't you want to go to Vegas?
I thought he was too. I met this kid at OU freshman year, and we just had the most wild time together. And he was just my boy. And I talked to him pretty much every day since. And I thought I knew who he was. I knew he was a little bit of a wild card. I mean, you guys heard him on the podcast. He's a character. And I thought I would get a good version of him out there, considering we haven't seen each other in forever. We're in Sin City for this tournament, and he just fucking convinces me I need to come out there with him. And I told him, I said, look, dude, like, I got to get to Monday and assess the damage because my Oklahoma Fringe trip I've had planned for a while, and that's what I'm doing. And so I get to Monday, and I'm like, I didn't really have that great of a gambling weekend. Like, I could probably swing this if I wanted. I found a pretty good flight out there. It was pretty cheap. And, like, I just said, all right, I'll do it. This is good for the podcast. This is good for content. And I think this will be a fun time out here. And I think Andy will take care of me. As he said multiple times, I'll take care of you. I'll even pay for your flight home. So that's what I thought. And I just booked the flight, told my sisters about it. They had a little trepidation, with COVID and everything. But I just assured them I was going to wear my mask. And I did for the most part. And I just made that plan Monday. Hunter comes home from work. We just chilled, got some T-Bell, played that new that 2K golf game, guys, 2K21 PGA or whatever it's called. It's not Tiger Woods anymore, but Wow, what a game that is. We made a guy, his name was Conrad Fisher, and this guy fucking came in, played the Vegas tournament, and I didn't finish the tournament. I played rounds 2 and 3 while Hunter was asleep this Monday night going into Tuesday. I think I was minus 23 through 3 rounds, and then Hunter said he fucking got this guy to minus 39 or some crazy number like that, and won that tournament. And so Conrad Fisher is just a name to look out on for the tour. I mean, what a fucking baller. Just looks like a great beard. I mean, automatically one of the best beards in the fucking on the tour. I mean, I can't wait to get up there and fucking play with him again. But anyways, that was kind of like what my Monday entailed, and then Tuesday was just a shit show. Tuesday was supposed to be my one day in between these trips. I was leaving Wednesday to go to Vegas, and Tuesday was supposed to be relaxing, get home, leave Tuesday morning, and just get home and fucking relax, dude. And, like, I thought that was going to happen. And I know, Drew, I told you this, like, 2 months ago, didn't I? I told you about my fucking car tire. And I said, I would love to come up there, but, like, I'm just kind of sketched out about my tire. I know I need new tires. I drive my car a shit ton, picking up my little nephew from school every day, and it's just, I was nervous about it, but I thought I had enough to get home. I thought it was warm outside, and the tires just got good air in them. I fucking trusted it, but I get to Paul's Valley, fucking probably like
Paul's
halfway.
Valley, America.
Yep, get there, fucking, what happens? My fucking front left tire just starts burning rubber, and I go, oh, fuck me right now. Pull over, and it took a good hour and a half for roadside to come out there and fucking get my ass. At first, I thought I could just air it up with that tire, but it was shot, and eventually I just had to call roadside. Fucking, I had Hunter on the phone. He was trying to, like, come meet me if I needed, but no, it was all cool. The guy picked me up finally. We took the Kia. He had to tow the Kia, and we go to this fucking, I think it was like a Toyota dealership at first. They didn't have the right tire. Then we go to Walmart, and they just give us the runaround, and just took forever to fucking figure out if they had the right tire or not. Because I don't even remember the whole deal, but eventually what happened was they had one that was kind of like an all-purpose tire, and I think that's what they put on that bad boy. It was a cheap one too, so I fucking paid it, man. I've just been through this fucking Tuesday, I guess, kind of set the tone for what I was going to be in for the rest of the week. And, like, I don't know, Drew. It fucking took me 6 hours to get home, and I was just exhausted. But you know what? I fucking knew I had this awesome trip ahead of me in 24 hours, and so I was packing later that night, just on the phone. I was talking to Andy and his buddy Ryan. We'll go ahead and call Ryan Jets. That's how we'll address Ryan, just because the time I met that kid, he was in a Madden league I ran, the Facts Only Football Fantasy Factory League last year in Madden. That's when I met him, and he played as the Jets. He's a New York guy, so I always call him Jets. And I was just packing all my shit. They were just telling me about they're going to get out there a little bit before me. We're making plans, and it just, I thought it was going to be a great time. And, like, I had no fucking expectation that what happened out there was going to happen. And I had no idea that Andrew DeShula was going to fucking prove to me that he was just a true fraudulent person out there. And so... Whoa.
Yep. What makes you say that?
Where do I even start, Drew? Should we just fucking skip forward to when I fucking land in Vegas about 6:30 local time?
Yeah, so just tell me where you're getting these ideas from.
What, about Andrew?
Yeah, what makes you say he's this bad person?
So I land in Vegas. It's about 6:30 local time. It's fucking crazy out there at the airport, and, like, I have a newish car, and, like, I couldn't get it linked to Uber or Lyft just because they made me set it up through Apple Pay, and when you set up a new card through Apple Pay, you got to verify some bullshit through your bank, and it just wasn't happening. I couldn't get my card linked up. I went out there to get cash and go to the taxi line, Drew, and there was fucking a good 2,000 people being conservative out in this taxi line about 10 rows deep, and I was just like, oh, hell no. I am not doing that.
10,000 people?
2,000, I mean, at least, dude. It was just absolutely ridiculous. It was fucking, everybody was out there for spring break at 7 o'clock. The airport was just bananas, dude. And so I was just like, screw it. I went on my phone and I fucking type in Paris Hotel. How long of a walk is it? It says it's 45 minutes. I'm like, all right, I can do that. And I just fucking take off, Drew, from this airport. I have no idea what I'm doing. And
why didn't you just wait in a taxi line like a normal person?
That's what I should have done, Drew. That's what I should have done, okay? I just, you're dealing with a guy that fucking took 75 milligrams edible. But I still had my head on straight, but it was like, dude, I fucking needed these guys. I needed Andrew DeShulo to fucking wake the fuck up and focus on getting my ass to the hotel. He fucking was texting me all day. When are you getting here? When are you getting here? When are you getting here, Jay? When are you getting here? Are you close? Are you close? Yada, yada, yada. Just a bunch of bullshit. And what happens, I call this guy, and he's just fucking lifeless already. He'd been in Vegas a good 4 or 5 hours probably, and he's just lifeless. He said he took 25 milligrams of edibles. What a fucking pussy. And you're just fucking laying on your bed like a lifeless koala bear? And you can't even get your boy? You can't even hook your boy up with an Uber ride? You can't even, I fucking drove Uber, Drew. I know you can get fucking rides for people, for your friends. And this guy was just giving me the runaround, saying some bullshit how there was no available taxis. What'd you say?
I said, I think he just had a little fun in Vegas on his first night. He didn't realize it, how hard he went, and then he just passed out. Sometimes you just gotta forgive and forget. Sometimes you get
but here's the difference. Here's the difference, Drew. When this guy gets fucked up, it's just all about him. And it's just all about being low energy and fucking just sitting there fucking staring at the wall. That's what this guy does when he gets high. When I get high, I'm fucking a good time and I'm fucking happy. And all I want to do is just fucking get high and watch sports with my boys and just fucking have a good time.
Big drug
guy. This guy was not about this out here at this trip, Drew. He just wasn't. He just thought everything was fucking hilarious, making little mom jokes left and right, and was just saying the absolute worst things at the worst time, trying to get my ass to the hotel. So what ends up happening, guys, is after I fucking took off on foot from the airport, I walked around a good 15, 20 minutes, and it was just the landscape and the layout of the airport was just, it just wasn't happening. And I just kept running into fucking highways. Yeah, I was just running into highways, Drew, fucking on foot with my heavy-ass backpack that I just shoved everything in. And I'm just beat, dude. I'm beat. And I thought in my mind, when I get to the hotel, this will be the end of it. I'll get to the hotel, this will be the end of it, and we'll just have a great time, no stress after this. And all at the same time, Drew, I probably FaceTimed you once or twice when I was in this fucking Southwest parking lot. I had no idea I was on private property, trying to walk back and figure out a plan because these guys were just no help. I mean, Jets fucking sent me a list of all the taxi services, 10 different phone numbers. I called every single one. They were all closed for some reason. And that took about 30 minutes. My phone's about to die. And I just remember I fucking got to the parking garage. Well, before I got to the parking garage, I fucking was in this Southwest private property, and this truck pulls up, and I go, hey, man, I got $40 for you. Can you drive me to Paris Hotel? It's like a 15-minute drive. He's like, dude, I would love to, but you do know you're on private property right now, and you better get your ass out of here. I think I called you right before this guy pulled up, Drew.
Oh, yeah, no, I remember the phone call. I was there.
Yeah. So that was just insane, bro, and like, I just can't even begin to describe how big of a fucking selfish prick this Andrew DeShulo kid was. This is just the start of it, guys.
He didn't get you a taxi?
And remember earlier in the podcast, I said, this guy said, get out to Vegas. He pretty much forced me to come out there. I fucking shouldn't have never done it. And what happens? He said, you take care of me. That's the complete opposite of what happened out there. Eventually, I fucking is in this parking lot, just set all my shit on this random car, fucking Nissan Altima or something, and I just tried to figure out a plan. And eventually what I do is I just get back in that taxi line. This is a good 2 or 3 hours post landing, and so I've just been through it all. I'm so fucking tired. These guys, I knew DeShula was just gonna. I knew when he started this trip off like he did, just not helping me out, it was gonna be a bad time out there with him. And that's what happened, bro. Like, this kid just royally fucked me out there. And I'm not a guy. You know me, Drew. Shut the fuck up, Drew. You know me. I'm a fucking chill guy. I don't ever get mad unless I fucking have to. And it takes a lot for me to get fired up. I almost kicked this guy's ass twice out there. Just because of how big of a fucking inconsiderate little fucking... Just... I don't even know how to describe this kid. He's a fucking psychopath, and he's a selfish asshole, and I don't know how anybody is friends with this guy. I think I was really one of his real, true, great friends, and I hope he listens to this podcast so he can kind of hear my side of the story. I told him fucking, I didn't hold anything back from this kid this week just when he pissed me off, just because I feel like this kid really needs to just hear the truth. And I was trying to be a friend to him, and I tell him what he needs to hear. Maybe not what he wanted to hear, but I told him what he needed to hear a lot of the time out there. And so we fucking...
How could you be down by 21, Kansas? Come on. Sorry.
Come on, Jayhawks. Fuck, let's get some rock shot going. Fucking get that band going, Drew. Come on. What uniforms are they wearing? Are they wearing the classic whites or what?
Yeah. The classic.
And they're not even playing good?
Out of his white.
They always play good in those home unis, I feel like. I guess, I don't know.
Well,
but yeah.
Always not, is not tonight. You need to be on Vegas time, apparently, if you want to win in this tourney.
Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, so I get in this taxi line again. It's still really fucking long. But I'm like, I guess this is the only thing I can do just because nobody will help me out. And I fucking wait my turn. It moves pretty fast. I should have just done that to begin with. And, yeah, so I fucking waited out, and eventually I fucking get in there, get my cab. I think I called you, Drew, when I was in the cab, just heading there. Fucking, that was probably a fun phone call for you to hear because I was just letting it loose in this fucking cab. And I pull up, Drew, and this Andrew DeShulo kid. Again, just here's another thing that pisses me off. I get there, and I'm expecting these guys to come meet me down there so they can take me to the room. I don't know what the room number is or anything. I don't know how to get to the elevator. I'm expecting Andrew to be fucking pumped that I'm there. I haven't seen this kid in 5 years. I talk to him pretty much every day. And he was the kid that I really wanted to fucking start facts-only football with because I thought we hatched the idea together, and I thought his head, you know, would be in the game if I got out there to Vegas and he'd fucking be ready to see me and everything. And it just didn't happen. Fucking Jets has to meet me down there. Jets has barely any idea where to go when he sees me finally. It takes us a little bit to fucking meet each other because it's a big-ass fucking casino floor down there. Finally,
yeah, well, it's Vegas.
Finally, it's about fucking 4 hours since I landed. I'm just exhausted at this point, but I'm just ready to get to the room and fucking see DeShulo, and maybe he'll fucking get his life together once I see him. And we get in the fucking room, and he's still just fucking laying on the bed like a lifeless little fucking koala bear. He's just in his own world. I think this kid, honestly, was just so used
Vegas
to fucking
is just too much for some people. I don't know, man.
It's the bright lights and the bright city. These East Coast guys were not ready.
First time to Vegas?
Yeah, it was. And the bright lights and the bright city of Vegas, I just don't think these guys were just mentally all there with me this week. I really don't.
Can you blame somebody for going too hard the first time?
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe
he didn't even go hard, Drew. He didn't even go hard. Are you listening? He's just sitting there on the bed right now.
You weren't there for the first couple
hours. You call that going hard?
Dude, some people have different limits, Jay.
I mean, some people, I don't know anybody that goes to Vegas and just lays there on the bed lifeless, especially after not seeing one of their really great friends.
Andrew DeShula, but
apparently, I guess. I don't know. So I get there and I'm trying to get this kid rowdy with
people, bro.
You don't even know. You don't even know the half of it, Drew. You would have legitimately punched this kid if you went through what I went through. And I did come at him a couple times. You would have legitimately punched this kid and would have been hilarious. I know you got a mean lefty hook.
No, I'm not a fighter. I'm a winner.
I'm not a fighter either, bro, but I have a break.
I would have been sitting at the sports book just fading your ass all weekend.
That's what you should have done, honestly. But we'll get there. Trust me. So what ends up happening is he's just lifeless, and it takes him a little bit to get going, and I just can't believe this kid at this point. I mean, I'm pretty much already pissed at him, but I'm like, look, if we can just rally right here, go hit the strip, and have a fun time, that's what we're going to do. And I told them when I was trying to figure out the thing at the airport, I told them, I said, look, I don't even care as long as I get there. And they said they went to the dispensary and they were saving a joint for me. I said, I don't care as long as we can smoke that joint relatively soon and just have a great time. And we never smoked that joint. I think we smoked that joint maybe 24 hours later since I pulled up. And it was just so stupid. It was so stupid. I just can't even begin to even describe. Like, I'm just so curious about what was going through this guy's mind. What was his headspace like in this trip, dude? I mean, we're just getting started too. This is just the beginning of the bullshit I went through. You guys might be listening to this thinking, wow, this Jay guy, he really just needs a true friend to just kind of take care of him a little bit. And Andrew said he was going to take care of me, and nah. So I think he ended up shoving half a brownie edible into my mouth when he did start rallying, which, you know, I was cool with. But, like, I was like, bro, like, you can't be doing that shit. Like, show a little respect and maybe apologize for once. But no, this kid's just making stupid mom jokes that aren't even funny. He has no fucking talent, creativity, any wits, any situational humor. It's just all about himself and his own world. And I think one of my theories, Drew, is that this kid has just been so used to going to Atlantic City over COVID by himself. He just thought that was what he was doing again this week. And he thought he didn't give a fuck about anybody else but himself. And I can't say I'm totally shocked just because this kid did piss a lot of people off at OU. Two of my best friends, Drew Porter and Travis Ray, they told me, dude, they were like, dude, you got to stop hanging out with that kid. And I understood why, like, they'd never hung out with him after, like, that first semester, just because he always would do kind of shit like this. But he never did that to me because we were always tight from the word go. The first time I met this kid was during Rush, and we played FIFA, I think, in somebody's room and just instantly clicked, started talking sports. He came over to my dorm room. We watched Superbad. We drank Coors Lights. And from that moment, we were just really great friends. And I knew he was like the party kid and everything, and I liked that back then. But, like, dude, I believe it or not, Drew, I have grown up a little bit in the last 5 years, and I was just not out there to have the Shulo Atlantic City trip. I was out there of course I wanted to hang out with him, but I was out there really for part business, for facts only football, just meet as many people and build connections. I was also out there for the tournament, the biggest gambling weekend of the whole calendar year, the NCAA March Madness tournament. And, like, really one of the things that inspired me to come out there, Drew, Michael Lombardi, one of my favorite guys in sports media, used to be an NFL GM and whatnot. I love him because he knows a lot about football and just the whole game, and not even just football. He's just a smart guy about life and whatnot. And I was listening to his show, The Lombardi Line.
How to make Kansas basketball play better?
I don't know.
Down by 19.
I don't know, bro. But Michael Lombardi, I was watching The Lombardi Line like 2 weeks ago, and he was talking about how his son and all his college buddies went out there for the tournament in Vegas, and he was working at NFL Network in San Diego, and he flew out there for a day. And just the way he described the atmosphere, just he said the final 2 minutes of these games, there's nothing like it, just the energy and just the camaraderie. Everyone's rooting for each other to screw the bookies over. And I got a little taste of that, but Andrew DeShula was having none of that. He was just, all he wanted to do was have his smokes, get his next high, get his cash, and get his blackjack on. And he didn't care if he was bringing anyone down with him. No consideration. No consideration from this kid.
Hot, you're hot. You can't.
And I respected that.
Hot.
I respected that, Drew, when he did get hot. I was riding with him. I went out there for a little bit and watched him play, and I was getting hyped with him. But I'm going to get to it, Drew, but like, so this Wednesday night, early Thursday morning, we hit the strip for the first time. And I'm just like, okay, let's go. We find these, probably the best beer deal there in Vegas that I found was these $4 in the CVS Modelo Tall Boys with the Oakland Raiders logo. And we just started pounding those. And me and Andy had a good time pounding those. Just those Raiders beers. Every time we would walk by CVS, we'd go in there and grab one. And that was fun, bro. We were having fun for a while. Probably for at least an hour or two. And then what happens is he goes, hey, man, fucking, I'm having trouble with my car. You get cash out for me, blah, 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 blah. I kind of give him some shit just because this dude's already kind of screwed me over to this point. I'm like, all right, man, I guess. Are you going to send me, like, Cash App or something? How are you going to do this? He pays me PayPal, and I'm like, all right, I'll get cash out for him. But, I mean, I'm going to hit my cash. I hit my cash limit for this guy, and then I can't get cash out for myself later. So I'm like, kind of doing this guy solid, but he doesn't care. He just cares about what he's going to get out of the deal. So I gave him cash finally. We didn't even gamble really that first night. I got a great buffalo chicken slice of pizza at Pizza Italia there in Vegas. Just a great slice of pizza. I'll never forget about that slice of pizza. And
nice.
I just pound that thing, and these guys kind of get jealous. They're like, man, I should have gotten that. I mean, that was another theme of this whole deal, Drew, is jealousy. I think this kid was just jealous because I finally said, I'm going for it with facts-only football, and I'm going for it trying to work in sports media. And this guy, I think, is just jealous because I've been doing it for a while, and he kind of saw that I was out there and I kind of had my shit together, and I was really trying to make this part business trip out there. And I think he was jealous, and he tried to sabotage me from the word go. And so what happens?
I don't think that's true at all.
What do you think?
I think that he got hot on the tables, and I also think
he hasn't even hit the tables yet.
Vibe,
no, he hasn't even hit the tables yet.
Listen, Jay, all this negative vibe that you're pushing out there is causing Kansas to miss three-pointers right now, and they're down by 21. And I really need this fucking win, Jay.
That's all that really matters right now.
Exactly. Think about other people, Jay. You're really making this all about yourself.
Okay.
Some people, the
me,
people of America are suffering
guy.
with Illinois losing and then Ohio State losing. And now Kansas is about to lose.
Is Kansas in your Final Four?
This country needs a hero. Is what it needs. It needs a hero in this tournament to do something right.
I need a hero.
And
remember that Shrek song? Remember that Shrek song, I Need a Hero? I actually watched Shrek at Hunter's house that night after I threw up. I just put it on the TV just to kind of zone out and forget about it. But yeah, so these guys see that I got this buffalo chicken pizza, and they're like, dude, that looks good. And I'm kind of like, dude, you guys should have gotten it with me. So eventually, it's like 11:30 local time, in Vegas time, you know. And they go, all right, we're going to get in this long-ass Chick-fil-A line, I guess. I'm like, all right, whatever. I see this bar's open pretty close by, just right there by the line, honestly. I walk in there, I make friends with the waitress. It's pretty busy in there, but she cleared out a spot at the bar, and all I wanted to do, Drew, was I didn't even know it was St. Patrick's Day. For some reason, I'm a dumbass, I guess, and thought St. Patrick's Day was Thursday the next day, but I guess it was Wednesday. I mean, what kind of holiday is on a Wednesday? But I'm like, all right, last little minute audible right here. I'm going to get some green beers set up for all of us. I'm going to order 3 green beers, and that's what's going to happen. I'm going to order these green beers, and once they get out of this Chick-fil-A line, we're going to pound them and just kind of figure out a game plan for the rest of the night. And I wanted to drink them before midnight on St. Patty's Day in Vegas. Like, when in Vegas, right? And,
yeah,
like, you would have done that with me, right? If you were there and I fucking, you were getting something real quick, and I got us a spot, and they kind of made an exception for me, you would have fucking gone in there. We would have pounded them. It would have been a great time.
Let's do it.
And I get it, and these guys get out of the line finally, and I wave them on in, and I thought they were heading my way. I told them about the plan, but like I said, this guy just, if it wasn't his plan, Drew, if it wasn't his plan, he wasn't having it. It's an ego thing. It's just, I don't even know, dude. It's a psychopath thing. But I wave them on in, I turn my back for a second, and they're just gone. And one of the problems, I love Jets, but, like, one of the problems with him is he doesn't have a backbone, and he just kind of goes with the flow, which is fine. Like, I like that in a guy. But he just kind of does what Andy says, and, like, you know, they just leave my ass. They ditch my ass. And this is all after the airport shit, first night. They just ditch my ass. I'm sitting there with my dick in my hand with all these green beers, and I just pounded them by myself. I pounded them, and I paid for it, and I was so livid at these guys. They wouldn't – I think all their shit was dead too. I couldn't even call them to, like, see how I get back to the room or anything. Eventually, I don't even remember what I did in this time period before I could get Jets back on the line till they got to the room, but he eventually tried to get me directions out there, and like kind of just started directing me, and I thought I was going the right way. I'm in this Magic Mile Mall, Drew, and I thought I just had to walk the length of it to get out and then get back to where the hotel was. And he was assuring me I was going the right way. And what happens, I get to the end of this Magic Mile, and I probably walked about a good 25 miles this night already at this point. I get there, and I'm just – I think he hung up because I thought I knew where I was going at that point. And what happens is I go and I ask like a Hilton hotel official guy, I thought, in a suit. I asked, hey, how do I get to the Paris hotel? Am I close? I'm close, right? And he just kind of gave me a look, and I knew I was fucked at that point. He goes, you got to go the other way, bro. Yeah. He goes, you got to go the other way, man. And so I just had to get back. I wish I had like a Segway or something with me on this trip, Drew, because my legs are just jello. And so I fucking did what I had to do. Like I said, I overcome adversity, make the best of every situation. Fucking, there's always a silver lining. In any situation, really. That's kind of how I live my life. I'm a positive guy. And I'll go, okay, I can get over this just as long as I can get back to the room, because me and DeShulo actually hatched a plan that we were going to go out that night and go to the fucking Treasure Island, have a pirate adventure, right? And I know me and you would have been down for that. And so I go, okay, I'm just going to get to the room. I'm going to get to the room. I'm going to regroup, fucking get a shower, fucking get another change of clothes on. And then, because I was rocking the Timmy Duncan jersey this whole travel day, Drew. And I thought it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I finally get my ass back out there, fucking walking. I have no idea where I'm at. I don't have a room key. And what happens? Knock on the door. No answer. Knock on the door some more. No answer. I finally just say, fuck this. Couldn't get any of them to pick up the phone. I just fucking sat down in front of the door in the hallway. And people walk by, and I kind of explain a little bit of the situation. They go, dude, just go to the front desk. You can get a key. And I was like, all right, that's a good plan. I just didn't know if my, like, name was on the room or anything. But I went down there and did it, got a key, and my name was on the room or whatever, and got a key, got in the room, and I'm just done with these guys. At this point, I knew I was just going to have to do it by myself this trip and just take matters in my own hands, create my own fun, create my own momentum, and that's what I did. You know what I do, Drew? I fucking just start playing some music, not too loud because I was trying to be respectful of these guys sleeping. I mean, they fucking kept complaining about their 6-hour flight from the East Coast. I mean, what a bunch of fucking lazy, low-energy assholes saying they need to fucking catch up on some sleep. They don't even know what the fuck I've been through. I tried to tell them, but they don't give a fuck. Deshulo just cares about himself. And so I create my own energy, get a little party started. I think I went to YouTube and put in Vegas party mix and was just having some great tunes going, you know, fucking feeling good. Eventually take a shower. I watched like the replay of that Mavs. Who were they playing? The Clippers that night. Mavs Clippers replay was on at like 3 a.m. And I was loving it. Mavs kicked the shit out of those fucking Clippers. Fuck them. But anyways, I get out, I get ready. I tried to wake them up again. So I'm going to Treasure Island. I'm going to White Castle. And
Woo!
This is probably the highlight of my trip, baby. Drew, this would have been a fucking legendary pirate adventure, me and you.
Oh yeah, you think so?
Yep, I left the room. I left the room at 4:20 a.m. Headed to White Castle. It's kind of right there by Treasure Island. I get the fucking number 2 double cheeseburger, fries, fucking. You know my ass got the largest beer they had there, the 24-ounce shock top. That's what I got. And then this guy behind me, Drew, fucking in the Vegas Golden Knights hat, just a hilarious guy, one of the favorite people I met out there. He just starts cracking me up behind me. He just keeps randomly saying shit like when you go to White Castle, you just gotta do it like Harold and Kumar. Get the number 2. So that's what I did. And he just kept saying that shit. And it was just fucking hilarious. And he convinced me to get like 3 of those. They had these sliders. It was like a jalapeno and cheese slider. So I racked up a pretty good bill there. It was like 20-something bucks. But I was like, dude, I'm on a pirate adventure tonight. And so I'm sitting there. Yeah, so I'm sitting there waiting. And a guy comes over. We start chatting it up. Just a real awesome guy. I was actually looking for – he gave me his Instagram name. And I know it's Bud _ something, and I thought I wrote it down, but I guess I didn't, and it kind of sucks because I love this guy, and he was just so cool. He's a big hockey fan. He actually lives there in Vegas. He's a local guy, and we just had a great time fucking talking about Harold and Kumar and talking about when he said his name was Bud. I was like, oh, is that Bud because you just like smoking weed? And he's like, hell yeah, dude. He was just the chillest dude. I'll never forget this guy. But anyways, he was cool. I got my food. I took it over to Denny's. Denny's had the best Wi-Fi there in town, honestly. I sat down at this Denny's, fucking pull out the iPad and just start doing some fucking research for these games. Because we got the first 4 games that Thursday. It's just the play-in games. And it's a great time. I'm like, fuck Deshulo at this point. I'm doing my own thing. If they want to come out and meet me when they wake up, when their lazy asses wake up, and they want to start really living the Vegas experience, they can come meet me out here. So that's what I did. Ate my White Castle. It got a little cold because me and that Vegas guy, the Vegas Knights guy, were just talking for so long. It got a little cold, but, I fucking powered through, fucking pounded that beer. And I was feeling good, When you're in White Castle, you might be on a little vitamins or something. You gotta do it right, like Harold, like you said, like Harold and Kumar. You gotta fucking do it right with the fucking double cheese. That's what I did. So after that, I headed on over to fucking Treasure Island, and Treasure Island is a fucking awesome casino, dude. The first thing I saw in there was an advertisement for a bikini contest that night. And I was like, all right, that's going to be right. That's going to be starting right when that late game Michigan State UCLA ends. And I'm like, I'm going to be here for that because, we haven't gone to the strip club or anything. And, I think it'd be cool just in Vegas to see what a bikini contest is like. I don't know. I thought, would that be something you'd be interested in, Drew, if we were out there?
Probably not.
Wow, I thought I fucking knew you better than that. All right, but anyways, that was like the first thing I saw.
I'm more into the wrestling.
Okay.
Anybody can compete. I'm there for some wrestling. I want to see some mud wrestling. I'm not there just for.
What are your thoughts on powder puff football?
Dude, I want a woman who can do both.
You like a little versatility, okay. I like that. But anyways, I saw that. I was like, all right, I just kind of mentally was like, all right, I'm going to try and remember that because I want to do that tonight. And I think it'd be a good time. But anyways, I get to this bar. I get a fucking, when you're in fucking Treasure Island, you'd be embarrassing yourself if you didn't get a fucking Captain and Coke. And that's what I did, Captain Morgan Coke. Fucking put that, fucking pound that shit. And who fucking comes over, sits by me, a couple seats over, this guy just looked like a fucking shark. I sent you a picture of this guy, Drew, earlier. He just looked like a fucking sports gambler. And we just started talking about the games that night and like what he liked, and he just started convincing me. He was like, "Look, Tom Izzo, he's got that pedigree. They're gonna find a way to get in this tournament. Like UCLA, they play for that shitty Pac-12, but you know what, Drew? It kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier. Like they were on Vegas time, I guess. That game got late.
They're on Vegas time.
And they had more energy late, but I'll get to that game here in a little bit. So, yeah, I was talking to him, pounding some beers, fucking great bartenders, just kind of establishing myself out there at Treasure Island. And I think I just kind of bullshitted around until MLB spring training action started, Drew. And I think I gave you a call to see what you liked. You liked the Mets. Stroman was on the mound. I was with you on it. And I thought that was going to be like a fun little just degenerate bet at 10 a.m., just spring training ball. You know we fucking love spring training, Drew.
Dude,
and I thought,
spring training's what's up.
You got a fucking standings update for us? I know we're getting close.
Oh, yeah, the Cleveland Indians, or the Cleveland, whatever you want to call them now, I guess they're not the Indians, are second to last. The Reds are in absolute last. The Washington Nationals are currently in fifth.
How are your Nats doing?
They're 8-7. They're above 500. That's all you need to be. Coming out, there's still a week left of spring training.
Yeah.
You don't want to start off the year too hot. You want to start off the year about 19-32, and then after that, just be the best team in baseball.
I don't know if you want to start 19-32, but like I get your
point. It helps
point.
Sometimes. It helps.
Gives guys motivation. But yeah, Drew's a big Nationals fan, guys. I think we're changing the podcast title from Swing Your Sword to Find Your Inner Pirate, and that's dropping. First episode's going to be next week. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, guys, so I bet on the Mets, fucking money line. You know, they're minus 175, pretty big favorite for a spring training game. I just believed in Vegas, and I thought they knew something. So I knew I had Michigan State later that night. There was just everybody I talked to honestly loved Sparty, and I was going big on that game. I knew I was, but I was like, let's just get past this spring training game. And all the while I'm playing like dollar video roulette, just kind of passing the time till these guys would fucking wake up and get out there. And they finally do at like around noon. We're fucking sweating out the end of this game. And Andy actually got hot betting horses, and I was having a good time with them, and it was fun. But then what happens is it gets later and later into the night, Drew. It gets early quick out there in Vegas on Vegas time. And it rolls around. It's like 5 o'clock, and it's like, all right, this is the late game. This is Michigan State, UCLA. This is the game I need to watch. Sit down and watch it all, right? Like, I fucking put $200 on these guys, and I fucking needed to watch this game. And selfish Andy was having none of that. All he wanted to do, he did get a little hot betting horses earlier, and he took that money to the tables and got hot. Just only because I gave him cash. Only because I was a good friend, helped him out and gave him cash. And I don't even remember how it happened, bro, but like he ended up owing me $120 just because I think I gave him my cash limit. I think I gave him all $300, and he only PayPal'd me a certain amount, and he owed me like $120. And so we go to the dispensary before this game starts, or this is a while before this game starts actually, and we get some shit, and I'm like, all right, like I knew like there's a good chance I'm just gonna have to fucking be on my own this week, and I'm like, all right, Andy, can you fucking give me my cash that you owe me so I can buy some shit out here? And he just said he's having none of it. He's like, no, dude, I got you covered. I'll get us all stuff. I'm like, all right, whatever. He just wouldn't let me do it, and fucking gets a cart and whatever. And we finally, I think, we go to the mall later after this because we wanted to eat. We were hungry, and that's really the only reason I came out. I should have just stayed at Treasure Island because I knew that game was coming around quick. But I was hungry, man, and I wanted to go to the dispensary and get some stuff. And so I told him too, and I told him well in advance. I said, look, I just want to be back for this state game. I just need to watch Tom Izzo fucking coach his ass off tonight and fucking get me a good winner to start the week. And that was just an important game for me. And, you know, it was just all about Andy out there. We finally, I think, smoked this joint outside of a hotel, and like that's another thing. Andy is just such a little bitch, dude. Like he if it's not his idea, he'll make an excuse of why we shouldn't do that. It has to be all his ideas. And like I was so done with this kid. Like he was being such a little pussy. Like he was like, no, we can't smoke here. We can't smoke here. We can't smoke here. I was like, dude, are we eventually gonna smoke this J? Because I've been waiting over 24 hours. And you guys said you were gonna smoke it with me. Once I finally got my ass back out there, and we finally smoked it. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna start monitoring this game. It tipped off, and eventually these guys came out there to Treasure Island, Drew, in just fucking T-shirts and athletic shorts. And I was like, what are you guys doing? You guys know we're going to be out tonight. Like, I'm probably not trying to go back to the room. And these guys just wanted to go back to the room. I mean, this is just the theme of the whole week. Fucking not taking basketball and sports betting seriously, not having any consideration that I'm out there kind of on a business trip. And all I want to do is watch this tournament and lock in and with winners. And they're like, no, let's go to the room. I'm like, all right, as long as we get to go to this Buffalo Wild Wings that's right next door and I get to watch the entire second half. I was fine with it because Sparty was up about 10 points the whole game. And, like, I was cool with it. I was like, as long as, we made that deal. And what happens, this guy just sneaks off to the tables again. He just sneaks off. Me and Ryan come down there and try and find him. We finally find him. And we should have just took off to the B-dubs. I shouldn't have even fucking tried to deal with his bullshit. But he was hot, and I was, like, kind of respecting it. Like you said earlier, Drew, he did get hot, and I respected it, all right? So don't fucking come at me saying I'm fucking not respecting it. And not – because I was. When anybody gets hot, I'm fucking riding it there right with you, and I'm fucking rooting you on. That's what I did. I fucking looked past all the bullshit, and he was hot, and so I respected it. I don't even know what he did at the table. He didn't win or lose a whole lot either way. He finally gets off the table about 30 minutes. There's like 10 minutes to go in this game, and I'm just kind of watching it at the table. It's just not the vibe I wanted. I was like, let's go to this Buffalo Wild Wings and fucking get some beers and watch the end of this shit. And it's really close by. I'm fucking relying on these guys to get me there because I'm watching the game on my phone and I can't pull up directions. And it's just so close by. Like, these guys couldn't even do the most simple thing for me. DeShulo's leading the pack. He's finally being the alpha that he wanted to be all week and being in charge. And I was like, all right, get us there, you fucker. You fucking koala face fuckface. Get us there. And he didn't. He fucking turned too early and we got fucking tied up at this bullshit. I don't even know where we went. All I remember is final 5 minutes to go and like, honestly, Drew, right when this kid fucking dipped out to the tables and didn't say a word, that's right when UCLA, their Vegas time clicked in, and they just fucking went on a run. And I was pissed at this point because I could just tell. As a gambler, you can just tell when the fucking energy's off, and you just know it's just going downhill at that point. UCLA goes on a run. I have to fucking watch the final 5 minutes from the street at this, looking in at this bar, dude, and like,
oh, come on.
I just look in at this bar, bro, have to watch this game. Everybody's going for Michigan State, too. That's also another thing when I knew I was fucked. Just everybody, the masses are asses in sports gambling a lot of the times, and that's exactly what happened. Everybody's going nuts when Sparty would make it. And you knew Vegas was just always going to have the last laugh at the end. UCLA comes back. They get the softest and one call, tie it up at the end of the game. And I'm really convinced that the refs fucking little conspiracy theory here, Drew, but I'm really convinced that these fucking refs they got a call from the fucking NCAA headquarters and like, look, let's get UCLA and the LA market and all that viewers. Let's fucking get them in this tournament. And they gave him the softest and one call, goes to overtime. And at this point, like, Andy's just not – the worst part about this guy, dude, is, like, he doesn't even know why I'm mad at him. Like, that's how selfish he is. He never thinks about others. He's just like, why are you so mad, bro? Fucking chill out. I'm just trying to be a little fucking koala bear and fucking just stare at the fucking nothing and do nothing all week. And, like, you know me, dude. Like, I'll go with the flow and I'll do what everybody wants to do. But, like, I was out there and I had shit to do and shit to accomplish. And I just wanted to focus on hoops. Like, I figured you come to Vegas for one of the biggest sporting events of the year and you fucking would go out there and he'd want to be fired up about watching these games with me. And I thought he was a sports fan. But no, it's just all about himself and his necktie and his cash. And I was just so done with this kid at this point. I fucking didn't even watch overtime, bro. I just fucking went back to the room. I knew it was dead. And Drew, remember when I would say, like, I lived my life of 40 minutes of regulation time at a time? You know how I say that sometimes?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't never fucking account for overtime, I guess. And it just,
dude,
story of the week, I get fucked in overtime.
You didn't even make it to overtime. The 8th inning happened. You know what I'd really like this Kansas game to go to overtime, but they're down by 34 fucking points.
Oh my gosh. That's embarrassing, bro. Are they just not hitting any shots and turning it over or what?
Suck. Money. Here we go. There's the
Get a run.
There's the
Classic.
All right, here we go. 4 minutes left.
Run.
4 minutes left.
It happens all the time. 30-0 run.
30-0 run.
But anyways, bro, so getting back to the story, fucking, I get there to the hotel room. I'm just done. I haven't slept in over Lord knows how long. I'm just done with everything. I'm getting a night's rest. Fuck these guys. I'm so done with this shit. Let me get some rest and fucking regroup because the real tournament starts tomorrow and I can get some better winners with more games available. And that was what my mindset was. They fucking come back to the room like an hour later and he's just fucking, why are you so mad? Just a bunch of bullshit, dude. Like, I'm so dumb. I'm so glad I don't have to ever deal with this kid ever again. And I can just fucking focus on what I want to do with my podcast and everything, with our podcast, Drew, with fucking Find Your Inner Pirate. And I'm just glad I went out there and I saw this kid's true colors before I tried to pursue something like this or even move in with him in Colorado because that was our plan for a while. I'm glad I could really see what this kid's about. I always knew he was selfish like this in a way, but, like, at the same time, dude, like I said earlier, way back in this podcast, he never really did me dirty. And he was always kind of like the guy that I think he appreciated me as a friend, and he appreciated that I was one of the few guys that was kind of ride or die with him because a lot of guys got tired of his bullshit. And it's not that I didn't get tired of his bullshit sometimes, but it's like I'm a ride or die friend. And, like, if I have one cool moment with you, I'll try and be your friend the rest of my life if I can. And I try to give this kid all the chances. I had as much patience as I could with this guy, but, like, after that Michigan State game, after he just had no wherewithal or consideration or anything, I was just like, this guy's just a shitty friend, and my friends Porter and Travis were right the whole time. I shouldn't have hung out with this kid. He wasted so much.
Sometimes just being gay with your dad isn't funny anymore. And I think that maybe he finally realizes that. But you never know.
Who knows? I mean, I don't know if that's what's going on, but if it is, I mean, that doesn't sound very good. But yeah, those guys are right. He just wasted so much of my time, and, like, I can't wait to catch up with those dudes. Like, I don't even like talking shit about people like this, but, like, what am I supposed to do when this happens? And so
I'm glad you found somebody to replace Brandon Walker. That is I'm glad you finally moved on.
Look, dude, like, I fucking lied into Brandon Walker because he has terrible college football takes, and his Twitter name is Brandon Walker SEC, and fucking Barstool tries to act like he's this fucking national fucking savant of college football where all he fucking knows is Mississippi State and fucking who's good in the SEC. That's all he fucking knows about and cares about. But anyways, I'm not talking about Brandon Walker. No, I actually like the guy, and I think he's funny, but, like, he does like, I just think Barstool deserves better for a college football guy. And but yeah, so he comes back to the room, Drew. What's up?
Okay.
What'd you say?
I said go on.
All right, so getting back, I'm just pissed off. I'm sleeping. I'm catching up on some Z's. He tries to convince me he's going to take me to the strip club and take care of me. I can't trust anything this guy says. We probably get there, and I have no cash. Like, why would I go to the strip club with no cash? I fucking gave this kid all my cash. And so I'm just like, no, dude, I'm sleeping. I'm getting ready for the next day. And I figured, you know, as long as we can get to this tournament and start having fun then, like I can look past everything I've been through. I can look past it as long as we can get to tomorrow and fucking have a great time. But what ends up happening is we both wake up early in the morning, probably like 4 a.m., and I wasn't even doing anything, but this kid just started fucking saying shit. He kept saying shit, and he was just pissing me off. He was saying the worst thing at the worst time, just little stupid sarcastic jokes, dude, that like just, you know, when your buddy's pissed off, like why would you just keep adding fuel to the fire? And that's all he did. He was out there just to sabotage me because he's fucking jealous, and he was just fucking wishes he was me, honestly. And I'm not a fucking braggadocious guy like that. You know me, I'm a fucking humble, down to earth guy, but like I really think this is what this kid was thinking. And like me and my buddy Rob, who I love, and I talked to him a lot today, trying to tell him about everything. Because me, Rob, and Deshula, Rob was older than us, but me, Rob, and Deshula would always hang out a lot. And so he knew like me, like Deshula was just a weird guy like that. What was I even talking about, bro? So I wake up that morning and he's just pissing me off. And I try and beat his ass here. I had enough of it. I almost beat his ass. I'll never forget the little concerning look on his little fucking face, his little koala bear face, when he knew I was dead ass and I was kicking his ass. And I fucking got him. He was turned around. I fucking got him, fucking slammed him against the bed, and he kind of slithered away because he's a little guy. He tries to act like he's this big hot shot. He's a little guy, Drew. He's like 5'5". He's a little insecure fucking – this just goes back to insecurity, honestly. He's just a little fucking koala bear, selfish prick on his own time, fucking forces me to come out there and just does me dirty left and right, does me dirty. All he fucking cares about is doing Jay dirty.
I think he's a pretty good guy, honestly.
All right, we can go out with him to AC next time and get a fucking experience for yourself, Drew. I know you're just fucking around, but
I thought we'll win some money, son.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. But fuck that kid. After that, he was like, "You're leaving this room." That was another thing he would try and hold over my head, like he's a Caesar's Reward member, and like he just needed to fucking remind me that it was his room, even though he only paid $50 for it. Like, shut the fuck up. I'll fucking get out of here and leave. And that's exactly what I did. I packed up all my shit, and I headed to MGM, and they kept trying to ask me, where are you going? I wasn't telling them. I knew I was not going to get any winners home with this kid with me. It was just bad energy, and so I go to MGM, charge all my shit, because, of course, these guys weren't good friends and couldn't tell that none of my shit was charging. I mean, I would have done that for y'all. And so I get all my shit charging up, go to the dispensary real quick before these games start so I can finally get my own shit. That was another thing, dude. Like, when he wouldn't let me fucking buy my own stuff, I tried to fucking just sneak off of that card he bought because I was like, all right, I'm taking this. I don't give a fuck right now. I've been through so much. I'm taking this cart. You didn't let me fucking buy anything. I'm taking it. But, of course, he fucking saw me. That's all he cares about is his next smoke. And he took it from me. So I had to go get my own shit. And I did. I fucking got my own cart. There's a tattoo parlor right there, Drew. That's another thing. I went in there and I was like, hey, guys, I just wanted to get like a tattoo in Vegas if I won some bets that day. I wanted to leave town with a fucking tattoo. I don't have any tattoos, but I want one. And I thought it was the best time in like the whole week, Drew. I've just always been telling myself, just like, trust yourself. That's kind of what I want to live my life by. Just trust yourself. Trust like the people like you surround yourself, and fuck everything else. And so I wanted to get a little tattoo that just said something like trust it. Not too big, just something on my arm or something. These guys said I could probably get it for $100, and that's what I was trying to do, bro. But like, I didn't win anything. I go back to the fucking MGM, and Drew, you're gonna fucking love this guy. I get there to the bar, and it's about games is tipped off. Illinois is tipped off. That's my first game on my parlay. So I had Illinois, Baylor, Ohio State, Houston, North Carolina, Oklahoma State, all on the money line. 16 parlay, paid out almost 2-to-1 odds. I went heavy on it because I believed in it. I've been talking about Oklahoma State for a while. and I thought they'd come out and take care of business, and they did. They won first round. I thought North Carolina I loved the way they were playing. I didn't know why that line was so low against Wisconsin. They were only favored by 1.5. I thought it should have been 4 or 5. Wisconsin shouldn't even have been in this tournament, bro. They can't shoot. I just thought North Carolina would just be too much for them. But it made me nervous, that line, -1.5. They ended up losing, but that's not the first loss that blew up the parlay. The first loss, we all know it, craziest upset. I'm not going to say of all time because Virginia was a 1 seed a couple years ago and got upset. But, I mean, I just never thought I know Oral Roberts, like we're Oklahoma guys. You live up there by Oral Roberts, Drew. They're a good program, but like I never thought they would go in there and beat Ohio State like they did. It was just the craziest game.
You haven't been watching them all up here. They're from Tulsa, and I've been to multiple home games this year. In fact, I think you'd be hard pressed to find a game that I wasn't at. I made a couple road trips to see some away games, and I knew they were going to just dominate Ohio State. I could see it from the beginning.
Up.
And
Nobody
that's
knew
why
that game
I didn't
was
pick
coming,
it
bro.
in any of my brackets, and it was a complete bullshit. They weren't that good. I saw their highlights on local TV, and they weren't that good.
You just told me that, bro. You know I'm fucking, if I hear one thing about a game, I'll take it. Especially after you gave me that Texas winner. But anyways, I get to this bar, and there's this guy, his name's Mackenzie, and he kind of looks homeless, but you could tell he's just a guy that lives at the sports book, and he just immediately is just rooting on these horses to get home. And it's hilarious, Drew. You would have fucking loved this guy. He was just electric, and I wish I could. I was trying to get his number so I could like call him and talk about like horse races and shit for like the podcast, because it would have been fucking crazy if I could have gotten his number. But it turns out he doesn't have a phone. Just lives at the sports book pretty much. Yeah, just a crazy guy. One of a kind guy, honestly. But I loved him. He was kind of in and out. I told him about my situation. He tried to give me like a Spirit airline voucher, and I should have took it when he gave it to me, when he like told me about it, because I ended up losing him later, and that would have been clutch. Like, Drew, you know, that would have been clutch for me.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, these two other older gentlemen come over and sit by me, and we start talking it up. And honestly, Drew, these are two of the coolest guys I've ever met in my whole life. They're both 50 years old, and I didn't know it. Like, they look young for their age, just great guys. Derek and Anthony were their names, and they just gave me so much good life advice, bro. Like, I told them about what had happened in my trip up to that point, told them about the podcast and everything, and they were just so supportive. And just, you know, they've been through what we've been through, just trying to make it in this world in your 20s. It's kind of crazy, and just it felt great. They just were so comforting, and they gave me this is just what I needed. Well, I did need Ohio State to win that game, and they lost, but I did need to talk to those guys. It was just the best. I said White Castle was my favorite, but I think this was probably better just in the long run. Just all the shit I'm not even saying I learned a whole lot of shit or they told me a bunch of shit I had never heard before, but like just that confirmation of like, look, dude, like you got your head on right. Like, we think you're a smart guy and you're going to figure it out. And I just needed to hear that, bro. And like, they were really supportive of the podcast and they really think I could do it. But they also gave me good advice. Like, dude, like you do, like this is one of the things my buddy Porter always tells me. He's been doing entrepreneurship stuff like this for a while now out in New York City. He's big into real estate now. He's actually moving to Tennessee. I think he's already there actually. But he always tells me like, dude, you need a vehicle. You're going to have to, I know you love chasing down the podcast and chasing your dreams, but you also are going to have to need like a legitimate job and everything. And I knew all this, but like just to kind of hear them and just kind of hear them just explain to me why and everything, but also at the same time just be like, dude, you do need to chase this passion and we really believe in you. And they were like, dude, for your age, like I think you know a whole lot about sports and you're just a really good guy that you just can conversate with a bunch of different type of people. And they're like, dude, we believe in you. And that's what I needed to hear. I needed Derek and Anthony at that moment. And that was great. They were Anthony kept trying to like calm me down about this Ohio State game because I could just tell when I looked up and Ohio State was just in a dogfight all of a sudden. I could tell it was just going to be a fucking clown game, and ORU was just making unreal shots, but he kept trying to calm me down. He's like, dude, look, they're going to win. They're going to win. And this Ohio State fan even showed up kind of like at crunch time. And what happens? Ohio State fucking blows it, and they go to fucking overtime, Drew. Again. And I told you, overtime fucked me this week. Ohio State just shit down their leg.
Good.
Ohio State shit down their leg. That fucking point guard, I don't even want to remember his name. He was like good, like 0 for 12. At the end of regulation, Ohio State could have won it. It was tied, and they had the ball last, and he tried to fucking selfish play just like Andy. Just selfish. Tried to make a highlight play, fucking turnaround three, and it was just an air ball. And they come out in overtime and just are lifeless and just have no fucking energy trying to win this game. You're a top 5 team all year, and you're fucking in the tournament, and you're just going to fucking go to overtime and fucking lay down for Oral Roberts. And Oral Roberts kicked the shit out of them.
I told you they've been playing hot.
You should have told me that.
They're a conference champion.
You should have told me. But anyways.
I thought I did tell you.
No, you didn't. Nobody fucking thought Oral Roberts was going to go in there and win that game. I don't even want to hear it.
I thought about it.
I was at rock bottom, Drew. You know I was at rock bottom when this game ended. And they lost. And the only saving grace was that at least I got to have a great time with Derek and Anthony and fucking figure my life out with them. And then I fucking go back to the strip, and I'm so pissed off. At this point, I'm like, all right, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting the fuck out of here. And guys, like, we are getting close to the end. I know it's a long podcast, but I told you this was the fucking most important podcast to date, and it was going to go for a while just because I haven't talked in 10 days, and it's been the craziest week of my life, honestly, and I had to fucking air this shit out, okay? And so I go to the strip, give you a call, and just try and calm down, figure out a plan. I'm getting a flight out of there. You fucking help me out and whatever. And I've just been through the ringer, bro. I'm just ready to get the fuck out of that town. I loved Vegas, and I met a bunch of cool people, but at the same time, it was just like, gosh, they say
for you.
They say it's a 48-hour place for a reason. And I got out of there in a little over 48 hours. I figured out the flight situation, went back to MGM, and this customer service guy, worker there at MGM, was just hooking me up. He could tell I'd just been through it all. Fucking got me a nice little place to set my phone, charge it up, get ready to fucking take off to the airport. My flight was around, I think it was 2 a.m., 1:45, 2 a.m. is when we took off. But I had a lot of time to kill because it was still like 6 o'clock at this point, maybe even earlier than that. So I went in there and just chilled, just watched some games. And I made some more good friends out there. There was this group of about 18 guys, Drew, just a great group. And this is really what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, why couldn't my group of friends be cool like this? Why couldn't I have come out here with just an awesome group like this? It would have been so much funner. But I started talking to these guys, told them about everything, and they were like, dude, you fucking hang out with us. Let's just get these games home. And I just started rooting for them. They had Oklahoma State, Drew, and I was just telling them about everything, how I loved OSU this year. We fucking got that game home. It was a little nip and tuck there, that Liberty team is tough. They were taking the air out of the ball and making it a fucking grinded out game, but OSU came out second half and pulled it out. They even covered -7. A bunch of the guys had them against the spread, and we fucking got that home. The guy that was the Bachelor, bro, was just fucking hilarious. He after this, like later on in the night, he started betting horses, and it got hot, and it was just a great time. And fucking MGM was just a great time. I love that casino, and I'll never forget the time I had there with those guys. That was just another unreal experience. I got to talk to pretty much all those guys in their group, and they're so cool. They're from Texas Tech too, but they were older out of college. But one of them had a Tech polo on. They're all from most of them from the Houston area, and some are from here where I live in the Metroplex. I wish I would have got one of their numbers, but I just didn't. But man, just what a fun time I had with them.
Hey, you know how to get to love it?
Yeah, you take Highway 4112 up to the west part.
Hey, you're Dylan East, right? You're the coach over at Dylan East. You've lost your inner pirate.
You need to you're swinging your sword like this. You need to swing it like this.
You got your sword. You're supposed to swing it like this. You're swinging yours like this.
Oh, man. I think anytime,
Hey,
Drew, we get on the pod together, Mike Leach is going to be brought up in some form. I mean, that always just finds its way in there.
Listen to me. Jay, listen. You may be the luckiest man in the world and not even know it.
Wow. Just what a fucking quote. Just words of wisdom. Mike Leach, you fucking swing your sword and you find your inner pirate. And that's what we're going to do on our baseball podcast. So I can't wait to get that going, Drew. But real quick, not too much longer here. We're almost at the end of this trip, and, like, we'll end it there. But, like, oh, my gosh, you guys. Like, can you even fucking believe this shit? Like, Andrew DeShulo is the biggest fuckface. And he does me dirty one more time before I leave town, bro. So I'm watching these games. We're just hanging out. I'm waiting for my flight. I time it up to where I'm going to go take a shower. And then I'm going to – because I still thought I had my fucking room key from when I had to go get one the previous night because these guys fucked me. So I thought – and the whole time I'm talking to Jets, and I'm like, hey, bro, like, I'm telling them, like, I'm trying to get a shower. Like, I did not want to see Andy again because I legitimately thought I'd beat his ass if I ever saw him again. And they said they're at Treasure Island again. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go over there and get a shower. I get there, and fucking it won't open. It's just yellow. And I'm like, oh, no. What happened was I didn't have my room key anymore. This fuckface, Andrew DeShulo, just stole it out of my wallet just to sabotage me. Just to fuck with me. And this is the kind of shit I went through, bro. And so all I wanted to do was just take a shower, relax, and fucking get out of this town. And this kid fucked me again. No room key. So I go down, get another one. It still keeps flashing yellow, won't let me in. At this point, I was like, dude, like, I was explaining to everyone at the front desk, I was like, this guy's just trying to sabotage me and screw with me. Like, I think he's doing something to this room or something. I have no idea what's going on. I thought they were at Treasure Island. So a security guy meets me up there, and we try and get this door open, and it just won't happen. They had it deadbolted, bro. And eventually, when they could tell security was there, Jets gets up and meets us and unlocks it. And what is the scene when I walk in? You want to guess, Drew?
What?
I mean, just like when I arrived, he's just laying there on his bed lifeless. Just fucking not doing Vegas right. Not doing me right. Yeah, I mean, he was just a pussy. He didn't want any more confrontation with me because he knew I was going to beat his ass and I was going to tell him the fucking truth and I was going to tell him off. But I was just over the whole deal. I just went immediately in the bathroom and fucking did my thing, came out, and gave the Jets my extra BetMGM hat that they gave me at the casino. I said, this is yours. And I said, fuck you, DeShulo. I said, Jets, look, if you ever want to – because Jets kind of is trying to make it in the sports world like me too. I think he has an internship with some sports website or whatever. So he's kind of got like similar interest to me in that way. So like, dude, you ever want to fucking help me out with anything? You're always down to contribute I'm always down to have you contribute if you want and everything. Gave him my hat. I was like, this is for you. Don't let Andy take it. And I told Andy, I was like, all right, bro, I'm out. Probably never going to see you again. Hope it was worth a couple laughs because you just lost one of your great friends that was a ride or die loyal friend to you. So hope you make it back safe, bro. But this is probably the last time I'm ever seeing you again. Fucking got out of there after all that bullshit, getting that taxi line again, get out of there. And that's pretty much the end of it. I mean, it was pretty stress-free after that. I just got on the plane. I was worried about when I got back to DFW. It took me a little bit to find my car. I was worried about that parking ticket, bro, because it was like, I think it was $24-something a day, and it was kind of hefty. It was like $65, I want to say, by the time I had to do that. And so I was just glad this whole trip was over and behind me. But at the same time, it was not a total loss. Like, I'm glad I know now who this kid really is, and I can just cut ties with him now because, dude, like, Derek and Anthony were telling me, like, the next 5 years are really important for me. I got to make sure I have a solid group of buddies I can count on. And I just can't I got to keep my circle tight. That's really another thing I've just really came out of this week is, like, I know who my real friends are, and I fucking love you, Drew, and I fucking love the rest of our friends up there in Oklahoma. I can't wait to see you all again. And this trip was just crazy. I still haven't really had a lot of time to process it. I've gotten home, bro, and I haven't even really had much fucking motivation to even watch the rest of the tournament. Just such a bad taste in my mouth about it. I know you're.
I got a bad taste in my
you.
mouth, and it's called Kansas basketball losing by 34 to USC. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's just wild. So I don't know, man.
One Final
Just
Four
crazy
team
upsets.
left.
Crazy upsets. Like Illinois goes down. I thought they were for sure one of the best teams in the country, and but Loyola's good too. I mean, Jeff and Duke called it. They're gonna make the Final Four, and we'll see what happens the rest of the tournament, bro. But like, yeah, I'm just glad to be home again. I'm glad to be here, seeing all my family, catching up, and just telling them about it. Seeing my little niece and nephews. It's just what I needed, just to reset, get this podcast out tonight. And it was a lot of fun, bro. I'm happy that you stayed on the line with me, Drew. I know it was long, but you knew what you're getting yourself into tonight. And we're fucking finally here. That's the last 10 days of my life, guys. I'm just catching you up on the podcast. You know, Find Your Inner Pirate's going to be dropping baseball. That's going to be once a week, probably record Sunday nights, and then I'll do my own podcast. We'll keep it going on like a Wednesday probably. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Drew and I talked a little bit beforehand and said, look, I don't know if Facts Only Football, I don't know if that's the right brand that we're going to use anymore, because Facts Only Football is kind of me and Andy's thing, and I'll probably always think of him when I think of Facts Only Football, for better or worse. And so who knows, guys, maybe this summer when we get the website up and going, we make a rebrand. Who knows? But I'm excited about everything. I've never been more confident about what I'm building over here. I've never been more just had a clearer head of what I want to do, what my goals are. My next 5 years are super important, and I really want to make this thing big, and I think it can. I talked to a lot of people about it. I don't know if I'll get any more subscribers or anything, but even if it doesn't, man, I think I just learned a lot about myself this past week. I have a clear goals in mind, and I know what I need to do to accomplish them. It's grind time, and seeing this kid Deshulo, just the selfish side of him really came out, and I could just tell he was just jealous. He was just jealous of the podcast, and I told him, the only way I'm ever talking to you again, bro, is if you come on my podcast and apologize to me. But that won't happen. He doesn't even have the balls to listen to this. He will not listen to this. He will just go home and do the same shit, and he'll just live his own life. And I hope he figures it out one day. I told him I'm still praying for him, and I hope he figures it out someday. But like, I just can't have him in my life anymore, and it sucks. But like, I just cannot have guys like that in my life, especially right now when I'm trying to focus on shit. And, you know, it just really made me appreciate you boys even more in Oklahoma. I fucking love you guys. I'm glad you came on, Drew. I mean, that's pretty much all I got, bro. I mean, you got anything else? Any questions, Drew? Any fucking tournament predictions the rest of the way?
Swing Your Sword Sports is a good name.
You think so?
I can tell you right now.
Catchy.
The Final Four will be Gonzaga,
yeah,
Florida State,
Florida State, huh?
Baylor, and Loyola Chicago.
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think I got it similar, except Florida State, I got Bama in there, but we'll see, man. I'm excited. I'll get back into the hoops thing. You know, when the Sweet 16 comes back. Sucks that your Jayhawks let you down, bro, but like, you know, it is what it is. We're just gonna overcome adversity. That's what we're gonna do. And we're going to fucking come out with a fire debut episode next Sunday night. Swing your sword, or Find Your Inner Pirates, what it's going to be called. But you better believe your ass we're going to be swinging our sword. You better believe our asses. We're going to be swinging the fuck out of those swords. What'd you say?
I said on the Swing Your Sword Sports Broadcast Network. That's what we're
something like that. I think there's potential right there. So I appreciate you, bro. Drew, I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm gonna come up there Masters weekend, see all you guys. That'll be a fun time. Maybe record a podcast while I'm out there. That'll be fun. So, anyways, man, I'm gonna let you go. You got work tomorrow. Fucking probably got some board meetings tomorrow. I don't know what your schedule's like.
Get me until 11, dude. I'm not on Vegas time right now. I wish I was on Vegas time. It'd only be 9, but fuck.
All right, bro.
Man, I'll talk to you later.
Let's get out of here. Thanks, man. Peace out, guys.
All right.